Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Discmania is known for having some great fairway drivers, and I'm going to put two of them head to head that seemingly have the same flight numbers. The Instinct versus the FD1. Do they all fly the same, or are they a little bit different? Let's find out. Let's go. Jeremy from Disc Golf Deals USA. The FD is really one of the GOATs when it comes to the fairway drivers, but Discmania has some great fairway drivers that shouldn't be slept on. They have two of them that seemingly have very similar numbers, the Instinct and the FD1. Flight numbers on the Instinct are 7502, and the flight numbers on the FD1 are 7402. Do they both fly the same, or is there a slight difference? We're going to do backhand, forehand, and let's see if we can find out. Let's go. All right, first up, we're going to do the FD1. I've got it in C line and S line. These are both max weight. S line up first. Oh, great. Straight flyer. Nice fade at the end. Let's go. If you guys have been watching me, you guys know 7402 or a 7502 is basically a workhorse disc. You're welcome. Now let's do the C line. Yeah, flying very similar to that S line. Loving it. Wow, what a great, reliable disc. I think those are going to be fantastic on forehands also. Now, let's try the Instinct. Now, I haven't thrown an Instinct before. Numbers are 7502, so seemingly it sounds like it's going to have a little bit extra glide than the FD1. Let's find out. First up, the Neo. Oh, I'm loving that. Definitely stays flat longer than the FD1 for sure. Now let's go with the C line Dark Stone. Okay, and then that one's definitely flying much more like the FD1. All right, not a lot of differences between these except for maybe that first Instinct was a little bit straighter than the other ones, but so far they're all flying very similar. All right, if you had to pick one disc that's in this workhorse category, 7502 type flight numbers, what would it be? Can be from any manufacturer. Hint, hint, this might be a future video coming up. So who knows, I might pick yours. All right, so three of these honestly landed right on top of each other. The only one that was different was the Neo Instinct. This one was just a touch bit straighter, but so far they're all flying very similar. All right, great thing about a workhorse disc is you can put them on an Anhyzer. You know they're gonna flatten out and then maybe even get a little fade at the end. So let's do that. Let's start with the Neo Instinct first. Oh, look at how that goes to flat and then get a little fade. Let's go. All right, definitely loving how quick that fought out, got to flat. That's just a fun disc that you can use in the woods, put it on Anhyzer, curve around stuff. Lovely. All right, now let's go with the Dark Stone Pink Instinct. Yeah, coming out of that Anhyzer a lot quicker. Yeah, that's definitely more stable than the Neo one. In fact, in my hand, it feels more flat top. We're gonna have to kind of put them side by side, but definitely in my hand feels more flat top, which usually means a little bit more overstable. Now let's go to the FD1. Yeah, great stability. Let's go. Now the S line. Yep, got to flat. Fighting out, go, let's go. Yeah, we didn't get to see the end of that flight, but I just love how, put it on Anhyzer, it goes to flat. Nothing better than doing that. I love hyzer flip shots, and I love slight Anhyzer shots that go to flat. Such a usable shot in your game. If you don't know how to use both of those or one of those, definitely work on it. So I know I talk a lot about hyzer flip up shots on my channel. Definitely one of the best shots for throwing in the woods, but another great shot too is just like I showed you there, getting a somewhat stable disc and putting it on an Anhyzer and then counting that's going to flatten out. It's very useful out in the open. You can use it, even use it in the woods too, to shape fairways and get around stuff. Yeah, I just love it. It's probably one of the favorite things I love about disc golf is figuring out how to shape shot. One thing I love using workhorse discs like these for is forehands. They should do a wonderful job of just holding a nice straight line, giving you a good solid fade. So that's what we're going to test out here. Let's do FD1s first. Yeah, nice and straight. Solid hookup. Nice flare skip. Loving it. S-line. Yeah, oh my gosh. All day long, lacing the fairway with those shots. Perfect. All right, now the Instinct Neo first. Yeah, I really love the feel of that Neo. A little bit grippier. Now the Darkstone. Let's go. Man, what is not to love there? Yeah, these are all great. Gotta say, maybe the Instinct has a touch more glide. I know it's a difference of a 4 and a 5 glide. Yeah, we know flight numbers are kind of a myth anyway. They're just kind of guessing, but it does feel like it just wants to go a little bit straighter than that FD1. So maybe if that helps some of you guys out there when you're trying to decide which disc to pick, check it out. So you might be wondering, why are you picking 2 discs from the same manufacturer that have almost identical flight numbers to do a versus battle with? Well, it's because somebody's probably sitting out there thinking, man, what's the difference between an FD1 and an Instinct? Kind of like me. Well, hopefully this helped you out a little bit. I do think the Instinct does have maybe just a touch more glide, but they're both very similar. Gotta say, kind of like that Neo Instinct. Probably one of my favorites so far. So now we're gonna play one of my favorite games I like to play with fairway drivers like this, which is, can you land on the line? So we're gonna do a hyzer shot. We're gonna see if we can get any one of these pretty close to that line on a hyzer the whole way. All right, let's start with my favorite Instincts up first, and the Neo. Oh, that's too high. It might on the fly land on the line. Oh, that's pretty close. All right, not a bad start. All right, Darkstone, a little bit wider. Oh, that's almost identical. Land on the line. Oh, pretty close. Look at that. Those guys are like 10 feet from each other. All right, FD1s, you guys can do better than that. There we go. That's much wider. That's going to be pretty close. Oh, oh, oh. Pretty close. All right, last chance. C-line FD1. Big skip, big skip. Let's go. All right, not too bad. Man, I gotta tell you, all 4 of these were within inches of each other when it came to getting close to that line, which really goes to show how controllable these are. Man, if I was trying to split hairs and come up with a difference, honestly, I really do feel like that glide really is the difference. The Instincts just have a little bit extra push to it, a little bit extra glide, and they actually feel really good in the hand. But if you don't need that big extra push and you got a lot of power out there, I mean, the FD1 is great, nice and stable, flies really good. Well, if you got some other workhorse discs that are your favorites, the 7502 category, let me know in the comment, because I'm gonna have a pick 1 workhorse fairway driver that's going to end up in my bag battle that's going to come up pretty quick. In fact, if you haven't seen my pick 1 neutral fairway driver review, you should check it out up here. All right, guys, well, if you're looking to get any of these discs or any other discs, you can head on over to Disc Golf Deals USA. Till I see you next time, peace out.